required to have an interlock device installed in any vehicle that you drive. It's a machine that you blow on before you drive to make sure you have no alcohol whatsoever. Now, I do need to ask you that, do you have plans of driving a motor vehicle? Okay, and do you have a motor vehicle that is yours or somebody else's that you use and borrow? It's yours? All right, now, I'm not gonna prohibit him from driving, but he has to have an interlock machine installed in any vehicle that he drives. The problem that I've seen in the past is that not only you have to blow on the machine, but anybody else that drives that vehicle has to blow on that machine. Okay. There is a portable, but if I do a portable, he can't drive. So that's why I'm asking. So either he drives with this machine or no driving, and it's a portable device, so. Okay, I know it's a pain, trust me, to have a machine installed in a vehicle that is being shared by the people, because everybody has to blow on that machine. And the problem is that if anyone blows and there's alcohol, you get in trouble. So, no, I understand, but I'm just saying. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna order a portable device. So come in, a portable device, agency pay. Now, this is gonna require you no driving. So Camila, also no driving. So Mr. Ward, this device is going to be a small handheld device that you're going to blow on every single day. You do not have to pay for this device. The county is paying for it. However, you must have no alcohol whatsoever in your breath when you blow on this device. Now, Mr. Ward, these conditions of bond are going to remain until this case is over. I'm going to ask you to sign these conditions of bond. You'll be given a copy of these conditions. If you violate any of the conditions of this bond, you're subject to having the bond that you're currently on revoked, and you can be taken to custody. Now, I'm going to ask your grandma a question. He lives with you, correct? And is he pretty good?
He's great.
Okay. I know it happens. I mean, I do want to just let you know that I also have the authority and power to issue additional conditions of bond. One of the additional conditions that I've ordered in the past is a curfew. But I'm not going to do that unless you want me to, because you know him better than I do. Okay, no worries. I won't do that. Like I said, you know him better than I do, so he lives with you. So if you don't want it, I won't. Okay, so Mr. Ward, these conditions of bond, like I mentioned, are going to remain. Now, secondly, you're going to need an attorney. Are you in school?
Yeah.
What school are you going to?
I do
Online school. Okay.
Yes, yes.
All right, no worries. So, you also work, right?
Yes.
Part-time?
So, yes.
Okay. Would you like for the court to appoint an attorney to represent your grandson? Okay, I'm going to appoint you a lawyer, Mr. Ward, so that way you don't have to worry about paying for one. The county will pay for it. No worries, because you're in school, you work part-time, you don't have the funds, and I don't want your grandma to pay. This is your case. You're responsible for anything that happens, okay? So I will appoint you an attorney. All right. Any questions that you have on anything I mentioned, Mr. Ward? No? Yes, ma'am. It depends. Talk to the lawyer. There'll be a lawyer that you're going to meet with this morning. Let the attorney investigate. Let the attorney look at everything. The attorney will let you know. There is a program that would result in it not being on this record, but I would talk to the attorney. The attorney will let you know, okay? All right. Any other questions? All right, so right behind you, my please also go with her, sign the conditions, have a seat, I'll appoint your lawyer. Thank you. Millie? Page 32, Ward, court appoint. Okay, no worries, who we have? Page 7? Got it. 9, Figueroa. Got it, thank you. Okay, let's see who's next, Ms. Althea. All right. Angel Miranda, coming up. And I don't need PC on this one. Okay, so you're Angel Jesus Miranda. You don't have a lawyer today, right? All right, no worries, Mr. Miranda. I just wanted to inform you that there has not been a judge that has heard probable cause on your case yet. So I am going to ask the Assistant District Attorney to read to me the facts surrounding why you were arrested and charged with this offense. So, Ms. Althea, I am going to need to hear PC. When he's reading the facts of your case, I don't want you to say anything. I just want you to listen. After I hear the facts of your case, the court is going to determine whether there exists sufficient probable cause to continue with your case. If the court does find probable cause, then what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what you're being charged with. We're going to talk about any conditions of bond the court may impose, and then we're going to talk about an attorney. All right, Ms. Althea, whenever you're ready, you may proceed.
On April 21st, at approximately 11:44 p.m., law enforcement was dispatched to Timbergrove Apartments at 1700 Seaway Street. They arrived on scene, spoke to the defendant. They asked the defendant some questions about an important assault involving him and his girlfriend. The defendant did not say anything, but allowed law enforcement into the apartment to speak with the girlfriend. On the girlfriend, they observed some injuries to her eye. Law enforcement also observed knives on the floor, holes in the apartment door. They ordered the defendant to stay in the living room away from the knives on the ground. The defendant refused to remain in the living room and began walking toward the knives. The defendant refused commands to stop, was told to put his hand behind his back and refused, and resisted law enforcement's attempts to handcuff him. He was eventually restrained and arrested. And he has a couple of previous attacks. I don't know if you saw those.
Yeah, I see those. All right, Mr. Miranda, the court's going to find that there is sufficient probable cause to continue with your case. You are being charged with the offense of interference with the duties of a public servant. That is a Class B misdemeanor, which means that you can be sentenced to up to 6 months in the county jail, and you can be given a maximum fine of up to $2,000. Now, I notice you have quite a bit of criminal history. I'm going to be honest with you, okay? I noticed that you were convicted of the offense of assault of a family member in 2024. And I see that you were also convicted of the offense of continuous family violence. I noticed that on your assault family member and the violation, I mean, two of them, both of them were felonies, and you were sentenced to 2 years TDC on both of those. And I do see other history involving assaults. So what we're going to do this morning, sir, is the court's going to order some conditions regarding your bond. Camila, this is on page 17, Miranda. So, Mr. Miranda, the court's going to order that while you're on bond, you'll be prohibited from possessing any firearms or any weapons. Let's see here. I'm also going to order that you're prohibited from possessing or consuming any controlled substance that you do not have a prescription for. No illegal drugs. Okay? These two conditions of bond, sir, are going to remain until this case is over. I'm going to ask you to sign these conditions of bond. You'll be given a copy of these conditions. If you violate any of the conditions of this bond, you're subject to having the bond that you're currently on revoked, and you can be taken to custody. Now, you're going to need an attorney, sir, to represent you on this case. Are you working right now?
Only part-time.
Okay. No worries. I'll appoint you an attorney this morning since you only work part-time. All right, Ms. Miranda, any questions on anything I mentioned to you?
No.
All right. No worries. You can talk to the lawyer about it. Right behind you, my preacher also go with her. Sign the conditions. Have a seat. I'll appoint your lawyer. Millie? Page 17, Miranda, court appoint. Yes, ma'am. Oh, yeah, because he needs to go to MC Beltran. Okay. And Ward. Got it. Okay, done.
Yes.
Okay, let's see here. Okay. Mr. Seguiere, you need approach? Yeah, come on up. Good morning, how are you?
I'm good, I'm good, sir.
Good, good. What you got this morning?
Okay.
Okay, let me, do you have a case number by any chance?
We're good.
What's the case number? Okay,
It's 2614-734. Robert Johnson.
let's see, okay. Do you have a bonds person here? Okay, no worries. Got it. All right, so, Ms. Althea, can I give you this case number?
I got it. Thank you.
All right, no worries. All right, let's bring up Raul Duran. Coming up, sir. And Camila, can I give you this case number? Okay. Looks like there should be one. Teresa, can I give you this case number real quick? You ready? 2614734. It's a 2B warrant. I just need to see if the Sheriff's Department has acknowledged this warrant. Because we're gonna do a walkthrough. Give me 1 second. They have? Okay, good, thank you. All right, so you are Braulio Duran. Mr. Duran, you're here with your attorney, Mr. Seguiere. I just wanted to inform you of why you're here and what you're being accused and charged with. You are being accused and charged with the offense of assault of a family member. That is a Class A misdemeanor, which means that you can be sentenced to up to 1 year in the county jail, and you can be given a fine of up to $4,000. Now, I see that this was an offense that was alleged to have occurred on March the 19th of this year. There's an individual by the name of Haley Silva that's accusing you of this offense. I see that there was an investigation that was being done by the Houston Police Department. The Houston Police Department were dispatched over to a location 3715 Washington Avenue. They spoke to a Haley Silva, who told the officers that she was assaulted by her ex-boyfriend, Barrio Duran. It says that the officers wrote, and she told the officers that y'all were in the parking lot of Voodoo Donuts, and it looks like y'all were arguing. And she told the officers that you became physically abusive to her, striking her in the head multiple times, and that you hit her on the right side of the head, leaving a bruise. Then she told the officers that you placed your hands on her neck and choked her for about 20 seconds. Let's see. And that you were striking her multiple times. So, looks like that during the fight, you drove away from Voodoo Donuts, and y'all drove away, and you kept trying to, let's see, and you kept trying to grab her phone, striking her multiple times in the arms and chest while driving down Washington Avenue. She told the officers that you stopped in the middle of the street and tossed her phone out the window. So she got out of the vehicle to get her phone, and you drove away. She called the police. So after she called the police, they took down all this information,
all the videos is already goes to, with our mayor. We've already got a PC on.
All right. They found out who you were, and they contacted the district attorney's office, and the district attorney's office filed charges against you. And you have an open warrant as we speak. All right. So what we're going to do this morning, sir, is I need to issue a bond. Now, Mr. Altia, do you see this case?
Yes, sir.
I'm assuming there's nobody from the state has had any contact with the complaining witness yet?
Not regarding the bond. Okay.
But it has no contact at all, period, right?
Well, one of the backs spoke with her, but they didn't really get any information.
Okay. All right. Let me ask you this, Mr. Duran. Do you still have any relationship with this person, Haley Silva?
No.
All right. I don't mean to be personal, but maybe Mr. Isaguirre knows. Do you and her have any children together? Y'all do? And how old's your child? And you and her are not living together? And is the child with her? Okay, no worries. I just needed this information because the court's going to issue some bond conditions. Now, you're 20 years old? All right. I do have to tell you, Mr. Duran, the facts that I read here, are not very good. I'll be honest with you, they're not very good. Now, this is an allegation. The law in the United States and the Constitution and Texas law says that you're presumed innocent. However, when I read things like this is not very good. No, I don't like reading these types of things. So I'm going to issue a bond. I need to issue a bond. Now, Mr. Isaguirre, is your client working?
Yes.
Okay. What type of work does he do?
Air conditioning.
Okay. And
he's also taking classes for it. Good little job, sir.
Okay. And has he been doing that for a while? You've been doing that for a while? All right. All right. I'm going to issue a bond in the amount of $5,000. Now, Mr. Isaguirre, will he be able to post that $5,000 bond if I have a walkthrough? You will? Okay. All right. So, Mr. Duran, I'm going to go ahead and issue a bond in the amount of $5,000. I understand that your bond person here, there's a bond person present. I'm going to allow you to go with your bond person to go over to the Harris County Sheriff's Department so they can turn in the documents to post this bond. You must go with your bonds person over to the Harris County Sheriff's Department, which is about 3 blocks from here, the courthouse, so that they can turn in the paperwork to post your bond. So you have to go there. If you don't go there, then you will still have a warrant for your arrest. You understand?
Yes.
All right. Now, I'm also going to issue some bond conditions. So Camila, you got this, right? So Mr. Duran, the court's going to order that while you're on bond, you will be prohibited from possessing any firearms or any weapons. While you're on bond because of your age, you're 20 years old, correct? Is that okay? You'll be prohibited from drinking any alcohol or possessing any alcohol or any controlled substance that you don't have a prescription for, no illegal drugs. You're under the age of 21, so that means you can't go buy alcohol, you can't go purchase alcohol, you can't go hang out at the clubs or anything to get alcohol, so no alcohol at all. You understand? The court is also going to order as a condition of bond. How long have you and Ms. Silva been together before you had your child? Y'all been together for a while? 2 years? And since this incident was alleged to have occurred, because this was alleged to have occurred March the 19th, so it's been over a month. I'm assuming you've had contact with her because of your child? Have y'all text or emailed or whatever, had any contact? All right. The court's going to order that while you're in bond, that you will be prohibited from harassing, threatening, or assaulting Ms. Silva. Okay? You may have contact with her. You may call her. You may text her. You may email her. Just do not harass her, threaten her, or assault her. Now, who does she live with? All right, I'm going to prohibit you from also going to her residence. So Camila, you got that? So do not go to residence. Now, I know that y'all share a child. These orders are not prohibiting you from seeing your child. This is only between you and Miss Silva, okay? Now, you're not going to be able to go to her residence, so you need to make arrangements if you want to see your child to see your child somewhere else, all right? Now, if for whatever reason she says you're not seeing him, there's nothing I can do about it. Talk to your lawyer about that, okay? I'm sure Mr. Seager, you can advise your client what he can do. But this is only between you and Ms. Silva. Now, these conditions of bond are going to remain until this case is over. I'm going to ask you to sign these bond conditions. You'll be given a copy of these conditions. If you violate any of the conditions of this bond, you're subject to having the bond that you're currently on revoked, and you can be taken to custody. Now, we are going to also reschedule your case to allow time for your attorney to gather all the evidence that he needs. On your next court date, sir, you do not have to come to court. You let your attorney take care of your case. He will let you know if and when it's necessary for you to return to court. All right, sir, do you have any questions on anything that I mentioned to you? Any questions, Mr. Seguida? All right, so as soon as we take care of your court date and get your bond conditions, then you're free to go with your bonds person to post that bond, okay? All right, so right behind you, but please also go with her and then have a seat and just get in the court date. Thank you, sir. All right, come on up, sir. Joseph, come on up. It's a plea, right? Do we have this plea? I'm sorry? It's not loaded yet? Oh, it's not ready yet? You need fingerprints, whatever? Have you signed all the paperwork?
Signed all the paperwork.
So, but your client has it. So let's bring them up. Yeah, can we bring, let's bring them up.
It's showing me. Yes.
Nothing.
This one?
It's on your mind.
The first page.
And that's those indications and stuff that you run. What she does. So she, okay, she's, yeah, she's.
He already asked.
You want to take a snapshot now?
Based on these were not done, information you signed to the document is true and correct to the best of your knowledge.
I'm sorry.
Isaac, Villarreal.
All right, let me get this up. And you've already talked to Mrs. Camille, CLO, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, so you are Raymond Brown. Mr. Brown, you're here with your attorney. I just want to let you know, sir, you're charged with the offense of driving while intoxicated. That is a Class A misdemeanor, which means that you can be sentenced up to 1 year in the county jail, and you can be given a maximum fine of up to $4,000. You signed some documents this morning. One of the documents that you signed is entitled Misdemeanor Plea of Guilty. That document, sir, says that you have certain constitutional rights. That document says that you have a right to have a jury trial, a right to confront any witnesses that may testify against you at that trial, and a right for your attorney to cross-examine those witnesses. However, when you sign that document, you give up all of those rights. Do you understand? Now, I do have to advise you that under federal law, if you're not a U.S. citizen, a plea of guilty could result in your deportation, denial of naturalization, or admissions to this country. You also signed two other sets of documents. One of them says that after today, you do not have a right to appeal your case. Your case ends today. And the other document that you signed says after today, there's not going to be any more work or investigations done by your attorney or the attorneys for the state. Your case is over with today. Do you understand? Now, Mr. Brown, did you sign all of these documents freely and voluntarily? Has anyone forced you to sign any of these documents? And has your attorney answered all of your questions that you have regarding your case? Mr. Brown, to the offense of driving while intoxicated, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty? Are you pleading guilty because you are? Mr. Brown, on your plea of guilty, the court finds you guilty of the offense of driving while intoxicated, assesses your punishment at 1 year in the county jail. However, it'll be probated for a period of 15 months. You'll be placed on probation for 15 months. Conditions at probation, sir, you to enroll and complete a Thinking for Change course. You're to enroll and complete a DWI education course. You're to enroll and complete 3 victim impact panel courses. You're going to be required to do a TRAS evaluation. You're going to undergo random urine tests. You cannot refuse any of those tests. You'll be prohibited from drinking any alcohol or any illegal drugs. You're going to perform 20 hours of community service, and you're going to be required to have a guardian interlock installed in any vehicle that you drive. Now, Mr. Brown, all of these conditions of probation are going to remain until this case is over for the next 15 months. If you successfully complete all the conditions of this probation at the end of 15 months, this case is over. However, if you fail to complete any conditions probation, the state may file a motion to revoke your probation, and you can be sentenced to up to 1 year in the county jail. You're going to meet my probation officer this morning. She's going to go over with you all of your conditions of probation. If you have any questions, please ask. Mr. Brown, do you have any questions of me?
I have one.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Brown drives a lot. He gets moving around a lot for work. So I just asked him to device be a mobile device so that it's easy to use, no problem.
Now, does he drive a company vehicle?
Sometimes they come for
And sometimes not?
It depends.
Okay.
It would just be a lot more convenient.
No, I know, because
Problems. If they move more to Louisiana or something for a couple of weeks.
I hope not. Right. Let's see. Let me look at something real quick. This is his first DWI offense, right? Yeah, it is. No, I don't see any local record. Oh, let me hang on. That's not true. Hang on a second.
That's just standard.
But no DWIs. All right. All right. Let's do this, Stephanie. Let's do a portable device.
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Brown, you're going to be having what's called a portable device. It's a little handheld machine that you're going to blow on. Now, not the problem. You're going to be required to blow on this device 3 times a day, daily for 7 days a week. Okay. Please do not have any alcohol whatsoever on your device, because if I find out, you are not going to drive. Period. Okay. Got it. Now, you don't have a CDL, right? It's not a CDL license. Okay. No worries. All right. So now you understand. All right. Any questions? Anything else? Okay. All right. So if you would step right over to my left, and good luck to you, sir. Thank you. Good morning. Yes, ma'am. How are you? Ms. Toledo? Good.
Miss Cassandra Barrera.
Okay. Oh, okay. Give me 1 second. Let me pull it up. Okay. Let's see. Cassandra Barrera. All right, ma'am. You are Cassandra Barrera. Miss Barrera, you're here with your attorney. You are charged with the offense of assault. That is a Class A misdemeanor, which means that you can be sentenced to up to 1 year in the county jail, and you can be given a maximum fine of up to $4,000. You signed some documents this morning. One of the documents that you signed is entitled Misdemeanor Plea of Guilty. That document says that you have certain constitutional rights. That document says that you have a right to have a jury trial, a right to confront any witnesses that may testify against you at your trial, and a right for your attorney to cross-examine those witnesses. However, when you sign that document, you give up all of those rights. Do you understand? Now, I do have to advise you, Ms. Pereira, under federal law, if you're not a U.S. citizen, a plea of guilty could result in your deportation, denial of naturalization, or admissions to this country. You also signed two other sets of documents. One of them says that after today, you do not have a right to appeal your case. Your case ends today. And the other document that you signed says after today, there's not going to be any more work or investigations done by your attorney or the attorneys for the state. Your case is over with today. Do you understand? Now, Ms. Barrera, did you sign all of these documents freely and voluntarily? Has anyone forced you to sign any of these documents? And has your attorney answered all your questions you have regarding your case? Ms. Barrera, to the offense of assault, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty? Are you pleading guilty because you are? Ms. Barrera, on your plea of guilty, the court finds you guilty of the offense of assault, assesses your punishment at 100 days in the county jail. You'll be given credit for 84 days that you've already served. That's time served, no more jail time. Any court costs, you're welcome. Any court costs that you might owe to the county, I'm going to run it concurrent with your time, which means that you will not have to pay any money to the county. All right. Do you have any questions on anything I mentioned to you? Mr. Leonard, any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Barrera, good luck to you, ma'am. Thank you. All right. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Good to see you. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. 6. Oh, we'll have to probably take them in. I see a warrant out of felony. Is it, can you look it up? Is it active? It's valid? It's on page 6, Chapman. It's a stalking. At least that's what I saw. I couldn't pull up any images. So, I'm not 100% sure, but it says active.
We called back this morning because the driver's house.
It is active. All right, let me get with Lopez. I was not gonna take him in. Mr. Jimenez, what's up? How are you? Yeah, come on up. Remind me of your client name? Oh, and I know that I think the state was going to try to get a hold of the complaining witness, right?
They got a hold of her lawyer, Judge,
Okay.
which is fine because that's what they're supposed to do. I didn't even think about that the other day. And I think the state can confirm.
So, Ms. Atia, what you got a hold of Mrs. Estrada's attorney?
Yes, she asked to complain. Okay.
She does. All right, so on his bond conditions, he does have no threatened, harassing, or assaulted, but he has a restriction on residency that I can remove. And I believe he's got a protective order too. Yep, and I can remove the restriction on the protective order. Okay, let's call him up. Ricardo Estrada and Camila. This is on page 8, Estrada, and we're going to amend his bond conditions. We're going to remove the residency restriction. All right, sir. You're Ricardo Estrada? That's you, right? All right, Mr. Estrada. The state has been able to get a hold of your wife's attorney, and apparently she does not want a restriction on residency, so I'm going to remove that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to amend your bond conditions to remove the residency part, which means that you can return back to the residence on Pine Gully Boulevard, okay? Now, you still have a restriction of no threatening, harassing, or assaultive contact on Miss Estrada, okay? You may see her, talk to her, email her, text her, live with her, just don't threaten her, harass her, or assault her, okay? And you also have a restriction on your protective order. I'm also going to remove that residency restriction. So same thing, you can go back, live with her, have contact with her, just do not threaten her, harass her, or assault her, okay? We're going to reschedule your case today for a future date to allow time for your attorney to gather all the evidence that he needs. on the next court date, sir, you do not have to come back to court. You let your attorney take care of your case. He will let you know if and when it's necessary for you to return to court. All right, sir. Any questions you have? Any questions? And you got that, right, Camila? All right, so right behind you is my preacher also. Go with her, sign your bond conditions, have a seat, we'll reset your case. And then after that, you're free to go. All right, you're welcome. Thank you. Oh, you got, thank you. Thank you. Nancy trained you well, right? Mr. Butler, what's happening? Hernandez, all right, give me 1 second to pull it up. Okay, Hernandez, let's see.
And just so you know, I am gonna ask for another short session before we set it. Because when we're there, where it needs to be done.
Okay.
Our issue with him is he's a guy that's always gone on a work trip somewhere. Right now they're working, putting pavement down in Buda, Texas.
Where?
So he does-
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, so imagine some probably hellhole is about 115 degrees and they're laying hot asphalt.
I'm sure it's not
So you have to
hellhole,
have this
but
truck, you ride through.
he's got a portable device, all right?
Well, so, you know, his issue, he said, was that they were saying that his camera wasn't pointing at him properly or something like
I
that.
take it back, he's got an interlock, his
Yeah.
vehicle.
Yes.
All right, does he take his vehicle with him when he goes to work, wherever he goes? He does
No.
not? Okay, and
No, and he thinks he's doing, that's a good thing.
it's not a good thing. In terms of what, well, because the problem is,
You can't
that-
monitor.
well, not only that, the bond violation I received is because he did not go and recalibrate his interlock.
So he's got to calibrate.
Okay, and with this, that's the second time. That's the second time, though.
Yeah, look, I had a little conversation
Oh,
with them out in
good.
the hallway. Like, man, when we contact you, you gotta call us right back, you know, we
Yes.
gotta do this. And like, I feel like even when I was talking about next steps today, it doesn't seem to be 100% like certain of everything,
Really?
rather than trying to hustle through this. You know, we need to have a sit down. and be honest.
Well, let's have a sit down with me. How's that? Right now, let's have a face-to-face with me. Is he here? Is he here?
Yes.
And let's talk to him. Okay, Juan Hernandez coming up. And Lopez. Okay. All right, so you're Juan Hernandez? All right, Mr. Hernandez, you're here with your attorney, Mr. Butler. Now, I do have to let you know, Mr. Hernandez, you're very fortunate because you have a very good lawyer. I've known Mr. Butler for many years, okay? And he's an excellent attorney. He knows what he's doing. I would strongly encourage you to listen to his advice. He's trying to help you. The thing that's going on is that you're not helping him. He's trying to help you, but you're not helping him. I see that you've got a machine on your vehicle, and I received a report from pretrial services in reference to a violation of your bond conditions. Specifically, what I received is that on your interlock on your vehicle, that it went on lockout because you did not go to get it recalibrated. Now, this is the second time that I received it. Now, Mr. Hernandez, it's not hard to go and get your machine recalibrated. I believe you only go once a month, right? Right, once a month? Is there a problem going once a month to your provider to get recalibrated? It shouldn't be, right? In fact, do you know who you have it with? What company? Okay, I think they're open on Saturdays. Simple. You go there, set up an appointment, get recalibrated. You're probably there maybe half an hour max. They recalibrate, boom, you're done. It's not that hard. Okay. So whenever I see that you did not get your machine recalibrated, that means it's not working. You're blowing on it. You know the first thing I think of? You did that on purpose because you didn't want to get caught blowing on your machine. I mean, I don't know that, right? I don't know. Because especially because this is the second time this has happened. In fact, the first time it happened pretty recently too, back in January of this year. So this violation of your conditions of bond, sir, could cause this court to revoke your bond and put you in jail right now. You understand? I'm assuming you don't want me to do that.
No, sir.
All right. I don't want to do that either, Mr. Hernandez. But are you a baseball fan? You like baseball?
Yes, sir.
How many strikes does it take to be out?
37.
You got 2 now. 1 more. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to give you a warning. I don't want to see another report of a violation of bond conditions. Especially, I don't want to see one that says you did not go and get your machine recalibrated. Because if I do, 3rd strike, and you know what's going to happen, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. We're going to reset your case to allow time for your attorney to talk to you about your case. He wants to talk to you about it, to let you know what's going on, to make a decision as to what the next step is. All right. Any questions?
No, sir.
Any questions, Mr. Speller?
Yeah.
All right. So just have a seat. We'll reset your case. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speller. All right, let's see here. Mr. Vitoto, how are you?
Hey, Judge, what's going on?
Not much. How are you doing?
Hey, so.
Sure. Okay, what you got this morning? Oh, yeah, I saw that this morning. Yes, let me pull it up real quick. All right. Is she here? Let's call her up. Cornin Rodriguez coming up. Do you see what it was?
Yeah, Judge, so the allegation is from April 1st to 27th, there's 22 skips.
Correct.
Lows.
Correct.
We came before the court, at the last setting, we addressed part of this and that she was having problems with
The machine?
machines.
Yeah.
Regarding, so I've asked the pretrial if they could provide me dimensional times and skips, and they said that they don't have those unless the court.
Yeah, I can provide to you.
Yeah.
Well, this Camila, you see this page 22, Rodriguez? All right. You are, is it Cornin? How do you?
It's Karina, sir.
Karina, thank you. I'm sorry. Karina Rodriguez. Okay. No, all right, so- Yeah, because it's spelled a little bit differently. Okay, Mr. Rodriguez, you're here with the attorney, Mr. Toto. You're here because I received a report from pretrial services in reference to your portable device. The allegation is between the time period of April 1st to April 27th. There's an allegation there were 22 times that you did not blow on your machine during your time periods, okay? Now, are you having any issues with your machine?
Yes, and I'll address it too.
Okay, and what is it, that not working correctly or?
There's 2 issues.
Okay.
One, she's having problems with the machine.
Okay.
We addressed that last time. She had a conversation with the company. But number 2 is screws, and I'll explain to you this way, is that she gets up at 2:30 a.m. To get to work at 3:15 a.m.
Okay.
Works until 3:30 p.m.
12-hour shift?
She has to get up with work. We can provide it. She just between the 10 and 12, she's asleep.
In the evening?
Yeah,
Okay, that makes sense.
that's just the truth.
All right, what about in the morning? No problems with the morning blows? That's up.
What happens is sometimes it doesn't always make her blow during the times, like it's kind of random.
Oh, really? It's
But,
5 a.m. to 8 a.m. is the time period.
Yeah, she's, I think she's, according to my client, she is blowing in those times.
So it's mainly the evening one.
Yeah, just flat out, she's sleeping.
No, hey, I know, when you have to get up that early, what time do you usually go to sleep?
I will sleep by 8:30. I work in the miners.
Yeah, I know.
Sure.
All right, yes.
This is the third DWI that's been charged with, and on the previous DWIs, I saw about that, their bond violation or skip tests. Yeah. So I mean, this is the third rodeo now where we're going, same
Well,
bond convictions,
let's see.
portable device, and for some reason it's still.
I do see a DWI conviction 2025. And let's see here.
And also just so the board is aware, the lab, when it came back and there's no.
There's an allegation of some type of controlled substance. Right. I do see that one conviction back in 2025 for DWI. Yeah, well, I see an arrest in 2023 for DWI March, which she got convicted of. Then another arrest May of 2023, but that case was dismissed. And I have to believe it because there was an agreement to dismiss one of the DWIs if she pleads on the other one. So so this is technically her third arrest, although only one prior conviction. All right.
One thing is she's willing to take a test, give her a test.
But honestly, even in the times that she did the blows, there's no allegation of alcohol. And Camila, on this one, is she complying with her UAs? Okay, so there's no allegation that of any positive tests on either her urine tests or blow. So that's not too concerning to me. What concerning is missing the test. Okay, let's do this. Camila, can we change the time periods? Now, what time do you get up to go to work?
I get up to 2:30.
And what time do you usually leave your house to go to work?
3:30.
And when you work in refineries, do they allow you to take that machine? There's no problem there? All right, what if I switch your morning time instead of from 5 o'clock, I do it a little bit earlier? Would that help? No, would that help you?
Yes.
Okay.
That's not.
I know it's the evening. I'm going to change the evening too. I'm going to change the evening too. Yeah, but the reason I say that is because is it easier for you to blow earlier than 5 a.m. or 5 a.m. is okay?
5 a.m. is fine.
Fine, okay. So then let's do this. And what time you usually get home from work?
I get home by 5.
Oh, really? So what time you go in?
I get up by 2:30.
No, but what time do you go into work?
5.
Oh, 5 a.m. So you're 5 to 5, 12-hour shifts. Okay. So the afternoon one is not a problem either. The 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Okay. So it's just mainly the other one. Yes. How far from your job is your house? How far home?
40 minutes.
So it takes you 40 minutes to get home after you leave work.
Yes.
All right. What if I move up your afternoon blow? Instead of 5, move it up. So that way I'll move up your other evening one or also earlier. You say you go to sleep around 8:30?
8:30.
All right. So Camila, let's keep the 5 a.m., but let's switch the other. I'm thinking 2 to 5. So let's do 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Can you do that?
Yes.
And then, okay, you know what? And then we'll do from, let's see, since you go to bed at 8, let's do 7 p.m. to 9. That'll help you?
7 p.m.
Yes, sir. So right before you leave from work, just blow. When you get home at 7 p.m. before you go to sleep, just blow. And in the morning, you blow. And you're fine. Okay? And that way I won't get a report saying that you missed it. Now, remember, no alcohol. I know that you're not drinking because I don't see an allegation of drinking. But I don't want to see another report, okay, Ms. Rodriguez? And then we'll reset your case. We'll reset it. What kind of is your thinking? Now you have to wait for the state to see if they're going to move forward on possibly testing the blood. Ms. Saltier, is this the case you represent the state on?
Yeah, or no, Ms. Kennard, but yeah, that was consent. We talked about that.
Oh, really? Now, give me an idea of the time frame of how long that might take.
Those were, I mean, it was sent, let me see, the blood alcohol reports from the beginning of this month, so probably beginning of July, it'll be back.
2 months? Is that what it takes?
3 months.
Hate waiting that long. But I'm assuming you want to also see that, right? And I see that she's got another case for possession of controlled substance that was set today. Did they reset that case? Have y'all gone upstairs?
Yeah, except for May 20th here. For Saturday.
Oh, May 20th?
May 28th.
Was it because of this case?
In case, well, she did have one positive, and she has some other technicals.
Oh, I see.
And so the court knows what we're trying to do in the family case. We're trying to get her into a inpatient treatment program,
Oh, really?
to avoid a possible revocation. And obviously I can't. Right now, we have 0 alcohol in a DWI.
Right.
You have to hear it, they're not gonna be able to.
Yeah, I do see the MHA. I do see they filed because of a positive test for cocaine, amphetamines, and then also they put on the DWI.
Yes, sir.
I could set this case for after the hearing in the 46, if you want me to.
Yeah, please.
Okay, so we'll set it after the hearing. And then I won't require her appearance. So, Mr. Rodriguez, we're going to reset this case for after your other case upstairs, and you do not have to come to court, okay? But remember, don't forget to blow. I don't want to see another report, okay? All right, right behind you, my preacher also go with her to switch those conditions. And Mr. Toto, just get my coordinator and you're good to go.
Appreciate
All
it.
right, you're welcome. Thank you. Good to see you. Yes, ma'am. Good morning. How are you? I think I signed a bunch of, yeah, I think you had 4 of them, right? Something like that. Okay. What you got this morning?
Just a motion on those, motions.
Oh, yeah, I think I signed them all. Did I sign them all? Yeah, I signed them all. So you're good to go. Okay, thanks. Yes, oh, that's right. Thank you. Let's see. So this is April 29th. There you go. You're welcome. Yes, sir. Good morning. How are you? I'm good. How are you?
Good. I have a person that had a workout for an assault case, and I was gonna approach that for the set bond.
Sure. What's is it not on the docket, right?
Yes, sir. Not on-
Give me 1 second. What is the case number?
Case number is 261-5683.
261-5683.
Yes, sir.
Lee.
Yes, sir.
All right, let me get my pretrial. Camila, you got it? And he's here?
He's here.
And do you have a bonds person
I
here?
do, Your Honor.
All right, let's call him up. Brandon Lee and Mr. Atia, can I give you this case number? Okay. Looks like there's a 2B warrant.
This way, sir.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me, man. We can ignore it. Or we can,
An alarm has been reported. Please prepare to evacuate by going to the exit or stair door. If there is any evidence
All right.
of fire, evacuate the floor to a safe area using the exit stairs.
probably a false alarm. Obviously, I don't want it to, I know. It's not the first time. It's probably a false alarm. So I like to go forward if it's okay with you. Are you comfortable with it? Okay. All right, so I'll have to yell. Okay. That's gonna be going off. It's gonna be crying. Okay, real quick. Mr. Lee, you have a warrant for your arrest for the alleged offense of assault of a family member. Let me get it real quick. Let's see. Okay. This is an offense that was alleged to occur April 12th of this year. There's a person by the name of Don Francis Moore that's accusing you of this offense. And this was an investigation that was done, looks like by Pasadena Police Department. They were called over to investigate an alleged assault. She told the officers that you were her ex-boyfriend, ended the relationship 2 months, and You came to her residence, there was an argument, and the allegation is that you assaulted her. So she called Pasadena PD, they found out, and they issued a warrant for your arrest. You do? What's it say?
They're evacuating out floors.
Really?
We're not sure what's going on with the jacket.
What floor?
Is it just this floor? Just this floor?
It's supposed to be going out floors too.
I don't know for sure about what's happening.
All right, let's do this real quick. You have a bonds person here, right?
Yes.
Let me go ahead and issue bonds real quick. What is it? What does your client do for a living?
Attention.
He's landscape.
An alarm has been reported.
Will he be able to post? I don't see any other assaults. Do you know? Have you seen this case? I'm assuming that the state hasn't had any contact with the complaining witness.
She's okay with